This is take two of Ray's birthday message from 27 to 28. I do one of these pretty much every year as a letter to my future self from my past self, and my future self can watch these because each year I grow older, I learn more things, I make new memories, and I think it's great to kind of start a new age with one of these. I'm here, it's 10:58, kind of trying to beat the clock here because I do want to upload this on my birthday, which is right now. I've already turned 28, but this is a message as my 27-year-old self to my 28-year-old self. I'll be honest, I don't have any sort of script. I did write something small, and I tried to kind of record that, but I just kept messing up because I couldn't read any of my scribbles. And so this is just going to be off of vibes, and I hope it goes well. And yeah, I think where to begin? Actually, I will probably read just a little bit of what I wrote. This is just what I wrote about 27. I did feel like 27, I'm so proud of myself. When I think about 27, I started this new age with a tea party with my closest friends. Very small. I remember the white shirt I wore, and I didn't know how to tie a scarf, so I just had a ring and tied it around my neck with a ring. And it was my very first tea party that I've ever hosted. I've always wanted to have a tea party and invite my closest friends, and I started 27 like that. I remember the weather being so gray and kind of rainy, but all I felt in my heart was sunshine, of course, bright, and we ate Italian food right after, a very classic restaurant, and that's just what I remember from my last birthday. Following that was the trip to New York with my closest friends, and I think something in that trip, one, it was wonderful to kind of have my very first trip to New York with my closest friends. Everything felt so special. One night in particular I tend to remember was the night to Tommy Jazz. I went with Sydney late at night. I think this was the first night, and everything that I dream of in life, music and jazz and art, and to feel special is what I want in life, is to be surrounded by my friends and my family, and to be around art, to be around music like that. And just that night was very special because it opened up, everything that I admire, which is all of that. And following 2024, I did that. I started off the year doing watercolor paintings of food I would eat, and I would just journal a lot more, and just like the art that I was surrounded by in New York, all the museums, all the jazz, I invited that into the new year of 2024, and I started drinking matcha more, and I think I'm starting to add more color in my wardrobe, which was very nice. The contrast from the browns and beiges, and I've been a little bit more experimental with my thrift finds. The matcha thing was a new thing because I told myself in the beginning of the year, I'm gonna try almost every matcha I can in Las Vegas and rate them, and in that process I discovered that each matcha is so different, and that there's an art to matcha, and that everything is from the way it's prepared and the grade and the milk that you use and where it's sourced. Things like that was wonderful to do in this new age because it added excitement. And it's just, I was thinking about this recently, about how I'm reading manga again, and I'm journaling a lot more, and I'm painting again, like how I did in the past. And they didn't have to be great paintings. Like, I've never strived for perfection or realism. It's just all in the feeling. When I journal, it's not about perfection. It's just about the feeling, about creative expression, and to kind of put what I feel, because I'm not that great with my words. I mean, you could tell that from how I'm talking about all of this, but I'm not that great with my words. I like to be better. I'm reading more books to increase vocabulary and all that, but I express myself in ways that aren't verbal. I do it visually, journaling, painting, testing out matchas, and documenting and documenting the food that I eat. It's one, it kind of, it reminds me a lot of my high school days, about when I used to kind of just be alone in the library reading manga, and then at home I would just surround myself with really cute things. I loved really cute things, and at the age of 27, my bags are decked out with charms, and I'm surrounded by watercolor. And in the beginning of the year, I got to kind of go to, like, during my lunch breaks, having boba and trying out pastries and painting those pastries. It felt like I was bringing a bit of my past self. It's like a part of my younger self will never go away. It will always be with me the more I get older. And it's great to kind of revisit that part of myself and somehow incorporate it in a more, I wouldn't say classier way, but in a more just how I would do it now as 27 years old. Now I am this, in age 27, I went to New York was in October, and then after New York, it was I went to California with Cindy to go and watch the Leve concert. In 2024, I went to Cancun, Mexico, for Sydney's sister's wedding, and I got to kind of see a family bond that's very different from my own, and to kind of be accepted and treated like a member of a family felt so warm, and I got to meet so many new people. And Mexico was, or Cancun specifically, because I know that Cancun is it's very different from the rest of Mexico. Regardless, I had an amazing time, and I remember trying to do my best, very, very shy, and I tried to do my best to kind of speak the little Spanish that I know, and that took a lot of courage out of me, because I think my past self felt kind of, I didn't like being perceived a certain way, and I don't like to humiliate myself. But the more I get older, especially in the age 27, the more I realize that honestly, who cares? Everybody messes up, everybody feels embarrassed in some way, but that's just really it. And the goal of mine in the future is to learn as many languages as I possibly can, and it's not going to be perfect, and to even try is the most important part. And I'm really glad that despite my very little Espanol, I did do my best to kind of learn from everybody working there and everybody that I met there. And I've met some wonderful people, and I even started a travel journal that I can just look back and remember the words that I tried to learn, the food that I ate, which I painted, and every part of that memory feels very much alive when I flip through that journal. And after, obviously, Cancun, I went to San Francisco with my great friend, Suyun, and we had the most wonderful time. And that's really when the cuteness side of me was just at its peak, because I was just drinking matcha and doing the gachapon and going to the beach and eating snacks. And when I look back at those that memory, it's so just special to me. Can't describe it. Like I said, I'm not very great with my words, but the little clips that I've combined together, the journal pages and the photos I've taken, I can't describe it, but I just know that looking back at during that trip was just warm and fuzzy and full of happiness. Just that brings me to this point, and the conclusion is just Cancun. I kind of got to learn what a family bond different from my own, and the trips that I've had in New York and the Cancun and the San Francisco, all of that made me appreciate the how grateful I am to kind of have the people that I do in my life, and how special everybody is. And when I hosted my 28th birthday tea party, it was a lot bigger than the very first one, more people, and everybody showed up, and I'm just beyond grateful because I feel so accepted, and it made me I can't describe it, but to be accepted and to love and to give love is truly just the only thing that's worth living for. Of course, I appreciate every part of my life, and I'm very grateful, but I'm more, beyond anything, more grateful for the people that is a part of my life. And when Stephanie, my best friend, I opened the gift, and they, with the help of all of my friends, made a mixtape. I've never had a mixtape before made for me, but it had all of the songs curated with little messages in between, to me, for me. And goodness, I cried so much, because I think that the world itself can be very lonely, and in my life, I did feel lonely at one point, especially during high school and middle school, and that's, I was very young. Even in college, I felt what it was to be alone and to not have friends there. And at some point, wasn't something that I questioned, but it was something that I did accept. That even if I don't have friends, it hurts, but I never thought about what it would be like to kind of have friends. I just accepted I was gonna be alone and to feel alone, and just from there on, after college, I met the most amazing people in my life, friends that accept me for who I am, and who are there for me. And I think 28, 27 was just full of love that I cannot express properly in words. I can only feel it, and it's just something I can't document or create visually. It's just something that I feel in my heart. And 28, I can move on to a new age knowing that I'm just so loved, brave, and appreciated, and that I would have never have thought that I would be where I am now. And for 28, I am just excited for the change, excited for all of the new adventures that I feel is going to happen, all of just the wonderful things and more memories with the people I care about. Age 28, it's not 30 yet. Nothing wrong with 30, but age 28, I've the crazy thing is that, first of all, I didn't anticipate this memo to be so long, but age 28, the crazy thing is that I didn't feel nervous that I was gonna turn older. In fact, normally each year on my birthday, I get anxious turning older, but this was the year that I actually was excited to get older, to get more wiser, and to somewhat break down the fears that I've had for the past 10 years, and within age 27, break those down slowly, and to become my own person and not a mold of someone I'm trying to be, but authentically myself, the kind, cutesy Ray that I have dreamed of becoming, something that my past self could never predict. And I'm very grateful for where I'm at, and I anticipate a new age of new adventures and new people. In fact, age 27, I had to get rid of things and certain people that didn't benefit me, and in exchange, I met new people who showed me true kindness, and honestly, I'm just beyond grateful. And I don't even know where else to begin with this, but I just feel a lot of warmth and excitement for age 28. And that my 27-year-old self is a very, very, very beautiful and loved person. And I'll just leave it at that. I do want to upload this on the 19th. But yeah. Alright, goodbye. See you age 28.